New case. White female dumped in plain sight in the grass at the end of Hill Street. Hacks are all over it. Captain's trying to fend them off.
That sounds awfully similar.
Set sail for adventure, Cole. You have a first-class ticket to Los Angeles County Jail. In this game, you play as a good cap who has got into a bunch of bad caps. But he never knew that the bad caps always win when the good caps are too busy being good. Because a good cap never knew what a bad cap always knows on the first day of a bad cap's life. That your good cap is a dead cap in LA Noire. And, it's pretty good. But there's a lot of stupidity in this game, and it's short. Even though it's 3 discs. Grand Theft Auto is 1 disc, about a 100-hour game. And LA Noire is 3 discs, 20-hour game. Definitely, there's a lack of content. You know what the problem is in Grand Theft Auto, you got all this stuff to do while you're free roaming. LA Noire has nothing to do. It has a wide open city, like Grand Theft Auto, but nothing to do. No side missions. No, you can't just go out on random killing sprees because you're a cop and they don't let you shoot people. You can run them over sometimes. And there's no multiplayer at all. Not that the multiplayer in Grand Theft Auto was great, but still it was there. It gave more replay value. I mean, people did play it for a while. What is LA Noire? It's a kickback to the old point-and-click games where you'd like, on the PC, where you'd like click around, move your guy, find clues on the ground, click on them. Except LA Noire has really simplified that and taken away a lot of the finding the clues is no fun at all. I mean, it's simply no fun. Because all you do is walk over to them and it makes a sound, a dramatic sound, and you can't really tell what's going to be a clue and what's not, so you have to go through like a ton of stuff that isn't clues. And it's all retarded. It's really, it's kind of gay. Clue finding is not the best, and it's a pretty big bulk of the game. There's also gay stuff like every 2 seconds, Cole has to call the department, talk to the secretary. He goes, "Hey, this is secretary. Hi, Cole. Oh." And then he goes, "Oh, do something gay for me, secretary." And then she goes, "Okay." And that's pretty gay. You know what's really good, though? The performances. The whole idea behind LA Noire is that they got this motion capture technology for people's faces, and the graphics in the game are gorgeous. Very, very good to look at. The interrogations, that's another big bulk of the game. They're kind of stupid, to be honest, because you got truth, lie, and doubt. And there's really no leniency in the system. It's not to say that there's no fun at all. They're just kind of ridiculous. That's where the interrogations are, where the face capture technology really shines. You're supposed to be able to read your guy you're interrogating, not like it's possible at all. It really takes a whole playthrough of the game even to understand what kind of crazy crap Cole's gonna do. Like, you say doubt, and you just think he plays it cool, and he's like, okay, I believe you. But in your mind, you doubt it. But if you hit doubt, Cole will actually stand up and almost shoot the guy in the face. I mean, you'll go, "Hey, what kind of shoes do you wear?" 8s. "You're a liar! You wear 9s!" And then, yeah, that was doubt. And then you don't want to know what happens if you press line. You got the evidence. He'll frickin' just choke the guy and throw him out the window and murder him in the broad daylight. It's kind of like playing as a psychopath. Interrogations, the thing is, you're either right or wrong. I mean, there's 3 options. There should be a middle ground, but there's not. You're either right or you're wrong. It's either truth, doubt, or a lie, and there's a piece of evidence to support it. And truth and doubt are almost luck. For those of you with a PS3 who played Heavy Rain, you're obviously going to be reminded of that. And LA Noire doesn't nearly have the dynamic story structure of Heavy Rain, where if you do something it affects the story in a crazy way. And LA Noire, you find out about it and you go discover it, or you miss out on it. It's always something you miss out on. And in Heavy Rain, sometimes it would branch off. Heavy Rain was similar, but there would also be branching ways of stuff that you wouldn't see if you did it that way. LA Noire, you either do it the right way and you see more, or you do it the wrong way and you see less. The best part of the game is the shooting, the gunplay, and the fighting. They upped the fighting system since Red Dead, and the shooting is really, really fun in this game. The shootouts are fun. There's like 2 of them. There's really no shooting at all compared to what you're doing the most of the game, which is sad, because it's the best thing. It's not an action game, really, at all. It has nothing to do with Red Dead and Grand Theft Auto. Well, Red Dead, you were freaking doing cows, but, yeah, there's a lot of detective work, and it does become monotonous, actually. It's better to take the game in doses, and if you want to get the completionist 5-star every mission, you're going to have to look through a guide, because doing it by yourself is trial and error, going through the interrogations. It is a narrative-driven game, and the story isn't spectacular. I mean, there's half the game has nothing to do with anything. The story doesn't really... Okay, you got cases, and then you got cutscenes in between. And unfortunately, the story often happens outside of the cases that you do. A lot of the early cases have nothing to do with anything. I mean, it's trying to paint this big picture of corruption in Los Angeles, but it actually simplifies it a lot. And doing the early missions has nothing to do with anything. Towards the end of the game, you actually have a continuing storyline through the missions, and which all link up to something. You got these little newspapers scattered around. They give you backstory, which it's really a strange way of developing the story. Nobody has ever done it this way before. After every case, you see this flashback to World War II, which Cole served in. Really ham-fisted approach to how they tied that into the game.
The music is really good in the game.
God, that was pretty cheesy and stupid. The good parts, the newspapers are actually probably the best cutscenes in the game. You got this one doctor guy. That guy's awesome. And spoiler alert. Stop the video now, unless you want the ending ruined. Because here's the ending. He gets killed by water. Motherfucker gets killed by water. Good one.